It is 3 in the morning at the time of recording this video, and you see, whenever I make videos, 99% of the time I'll have bullet points about the topic at hand. I'll take ages to think of a video idea and whatnot, but that's not the case today, alrighty? This is an emergency video, if you will. Time is something I cannot take for granted, because metaphorically, there's lives on the line here, alright? So the other day, I was running a Guardian Takedown for background gameplay to use in my last video, for Borderlands villain tier list, right? And it was going fine and dandy until I reached the end of the takedown just to encounter this. I also got jump scared right after this, but you know, besides the point. Now, I forgot that this gun exists. I just bit my tongue, bro. Shit! It hurt so bad. Now, my immediate thought when this dropped was, why the fuck does this gun exist? Throughout the entirety of this video, I want you to remember that this is the final legendary drop you can get from the raid boss at the end of the most difficult endgame activity in the game, okay? So what does the web slinger do, you might be asking, right? Well, except arrogate the living hell out of you when it drops, knowing damn right you could have gotten something 10 times better. Well, honestly, I don't know. And I don't think Gearbox do either. Now, what I believe the original intention of this weapon was that just like the smog, it was meant to be a gimmick. A Spider-Man reference, if you will, to the point that it lets you climb walls. Because that is something everyone asked for from a raid boss, right? You got rid of rocket jumping, people were sad. Instead of adding it back or making the Ruby's Wrath better at it, or the plumage, I think it was called. Now let's add an assault rifle that drops from a raid boss. That helps you climb fucking walls. And the annoying thing is, you know, it didn't even fully do that. Like, you shot the wall whilst jumping at the wall, like some smackhead trying to find his collection from his dealer's drop-off, right? So you jump and you shoot at the wall. It bounced you off the wall after like 2 shots. It made no sense. Like, the devs added a gun, which they wanted you to climb walls with, but they didn't want you going out of bounds. So they let you climb a wall for a second, and then they throw you off it. And oh my god, I genuinely just realised I'm going out of my way to make a whole unscripted, pure emotion video on this weapon. That's how much it aggravates me, but like, why does it exist? Why does the most difficult activity in the entire game just drop gimmicky items? Like, I understand the smog, right? Because the smog was always intended to do damage, right? It was like a little B-shield callback, which was pretty cool. But with the web slinger, you climb fucking walls, man! You're telling me Scourge, the Guardian Martyr, you're telling me in his spare time he goes rock climbing or something, and that's why I got the gun, what the fuck? And the reason why I say I don't think even Gearbox know what they wanted to do with this weapon is because they have buffed it so many times ever since the weapon became obtainable, to the point where unless you have a level 1 variant of this weapon, you ain't climbing walls without dying, dog. Like, okay, let's hop on Loot Lemon and check every single time this gun has been buffed, shall we? Now, I want you to keep in mind that the Guardian Takedown released on June 11th, 2020. Jesus Christ, time flies by. So a whole week later, on June 18th, 2020, they increased the damage and mag size. That was the first ever change, right? Not too bad, not too bad. We don't know the exact percentage, but we just know they increased the damage and mag size, that's it. Then 2 months later, on August 20th, they buffed the weapon damage again, this time by 60%. And then a whole 8 months later, on March 11th, 2021, they increased the weapon damage once again, this time by 125%. Yep, they also increased the laser damage by 446.7%. And then for the final change 1 month later, on the 29th of April 2021, they increased the damage for the last time by 111%. So with all those changes in mind, around 300% more weapon damage than it originally had. Let's go see how it performs against Tron. I'll stick to climbing walls, thanks. Would you look at that? It turns out I can't even fucking do that anymore. God, I'm gonna wake up my neighbours, oh no. This gun is not a gun. This is a utility. A utility that I cannot use without killing myself. Like, genuinely, who thought of this? Not only is giving a raid boss who is part of the most difficult endgame activity in the entire game a gimmicky weapon a bad idea, but why buff it this much? Like, at this point, you could have just gotten rid of the weapon and replaced it with something else. Like, this gun is genuinely the only item in Borderlands 3 that I can think of that actually works, isn't broken, but isn't useful for anything. But yeah, I am very aware this is very different than my usual videos, but you know, after getting gameplay for my last video and at the end of that takedown run, getting the web slinger to drop, I tried to make this gun work. I tried to do something no one's ever done with it before, but I just couldn't, because this gun's good for nothing. Oh look guys, wouldn't it be funny if we put the Spider-Man Easter egg in the funny Borderlands? No, it wouldn't be funny. I hate this gun with a passion. So please, this is directed to Gearbox. If any of you guys are watching, next time you make an endgame activity, do not add gimmicky weapons as the reward. I speak on behalf of the entire Borderlands community. But yeah, thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed, make sure to like and subscribe. I make content, all things Borderlands. As you can tell by the video, we're very positive on this channel, so it's definitely worth sticking around. I hope you all have a great rest of your day, except the guy who designed the web slinger, and I'll see you all in the next one. Stay classy. Peace.